Hello everyone, welcome to Joe's LeetCode. My name is Joe, and today I'm going to be solving LeetCode problem number 1, 2-sum. I'm going to be giving 3 solutions to this problem. Solution number 1 is going to be an O of n squared solution. Solution number 2 is going to be an O of n log n solution. And solution number 3 is going to be an O of n solution. Now, for the O of n squared solution, I'm going to start off with a for loop. So, for int I is equal to 0, I is less than num's length minus 1, and I increments by 1 at the end of each instance of this loop. And then inside of that, I'm going to put a second for loop, a nested for loop. Now, I'm going to set this one with an integer j. I'm going to set it to be equal to I plus 1, so the next item in the array. I'm then going to have it be less than num's length, and I'm going to have it increment by 1 at the end of each running of this loop. Now, within this second for loop, I'm going to do the if statement that actually solves the problem. So if nums I plus nums j is equal to the target, I'm going to return a new integer array. And I'm going to set that array to be I and j. Now, if the solution is not found, I'm going to return a new empty integer array. Now let's run that and see if that works. Perfect, it works, but it's not very efficient. As you can see, it took 45 milliseconds to run. It only beats 30% of other users with Java. That's no good. We want to be better than that. Now, a better solution would use a hash map. Now, for those of you who don't know what a hash map is, it's a data structure that has a very fast lookup time. It's O of 1. That's very fast, very useful. If you don't know much about hash maps, learn as much as you can. We're going to call this nums map. All right. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to map each value in nums to its index. So we're going to use a for loop. And we're just going to map, we're going to put the item with its index into the nums map. So dot puts, just like that. Now, we do need to filter for an edge case. So for example number 3, it has 2 of the same value that equal the target. We need to check to see if the value we're inputting is already in the hash map. If it is, we're going to return the array, so the index associated with that with the current item. So for that, we're going to do if nums map dot contains key, and then we're going to do nums I to see if it's already in there, and nums I times 2, or nums I plus nums I, is equal to target. We're going to return a new integer array. It's going to be, we're going to do the index in nums map. So nums map dot get nums I and I, just like that. Now, we're going to sort the array. So arrays.sort nums. And we're going to use a 2-pointer approach to solve this. So int L equals 0, int r equals nums length minus 1. Now what this does is it creates an integer that has an index of the first item and an integer that has an index of the last item. Now, while L is less than R, so while they're both looking at two different items, we're going to create an integer sum that's going to be equal to nums nums L plus nums R. Now, if sum is equal to target, we're going to return the index from the nums map, the hash map, because remember, that's the original index of the item. We'll return the index for L and the index for R. So we're going to get the index of, or the original index of the first item. And the original index of the second item. Now, if it's not equal to the target, that means it's either too small or too large. If it's too small, if sum is less than the target, we're going to increment L, the left pointer, by 1. Because remember, it's sorted. So anytime you go up, the number gets larger. Anytime you go down, the number gets smaller. Otherwise, we're going to decrement right by 1, because that means it's too large, and we need to shrink the number a little bit. Now, in case there's no solution found, we need to return an empty int array. All right, let's submit that. Oh, did I forget something? Oh, I forgot that. My bad. All right, that should work. There we go. So as you can see, it's a lot faster than the old one. I mean, the old one was what, 40 something milliseconds, 45 milliseconds, and this is 8 milliseconds. But it can still be better because we're only beating 52% of users with Java. Now, for the last solution of the video, I'm going to show you the O of n solution. Now, this also uses a hash map. I'm going to also call this one nums map. But this one is going to look directly at the hash map. It's not going to use a ton of for loops or anything. It's actually going to check as it adds. It's going to be very efficient. So for int I is equal to 0. So I'm going to pass through once. I is less than nums length. I increments by 1. So we're going to create an integer called complement, right? And that's going to be, target minus nums I. So the current item that we have, if you add this complement to it, you get target. Now, we're going to use an if statement. Sorry, not target, complement. Now, if complement's already in the array, or already in the hash table, we're going to return a new integer array. It's going to be the index of the complement nums I. Sorry. It's actually going to be nums map. There we go. All right. Otherwise, we're going to put nums I into the hash table. Just like that. And if it finds nothing, we're going to return an empty integer array. Just like that. As you can see, this one only took 2 milliseconds to run and beats 97% of users with Java. All right, that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. And as always, have a good one.